Watch this man. He is 73 years old. He wakes up before sunrise every single morning at a monastery located in northern India. He sits in a physical posture that most men half his age simply cannot hold, and he begins moving his body in a way that to anyone watching from the outside looks almost effortless, calm, controlled, and alive. There is no gym, no prescription, and no protein powder involved. Now consider this fact. The average American man at age 60 has testosterone levels that are 17% lower than a man of the same age had back in 1987. This is not 17% lower than his own younger self. It is 17% lower than his father at the exact same age. Something has changed. It is not genetics, and it is not merely aging. It is something in how we live. And here is what nobody in the massive testosterone industry wants you to ask. Why isn't that happening to him? That is the question this video answers. Not with abstract theory, but with the actual practice. What these monks do every single day, why the science says it works, and how you can apply it starting tonight. Because here is what I have come to understand after studying these traditions closely. The monks are not doing anything supernatural. They are simply not doing the things that destroy testosterone in the first place. Most men who start noticing low energy, low drive, more belly fat, and worse sleep are told the same thing. Your testosterone is dropping, it is just age, and you need to replace it. And that sounds logical. Levels are low, so you add more, like filling a gas tank. But that is completely backwards. Here is the real problem. Testosterone does not just disappear with age. It gets suppressed, actively and chronically suppressed by elevated cortisol, by fragmented sleep, and by excess body fat that converts testosterone into estrogen. Your body is not broken. It is responding perfectly to a broken environment. The monks do not have high testosterone because they take something. They maintain it because they have eliminated everything that destroys it. That is the flip, and that is what this video is about. We are going to cover three things. First, the mechanism, exactly how your lifestyle is suppressing your hormones right now and how the monks avoid it. Second, why the modern approach does not just fail, but actually makes the problem worse over time. And third, the complete protocol, 3 tiers, a timeline, and tests you can do right now to feel the difference in your own body. Let us start with the mechanism. At Menri Monastery in northern India, one of the oldest functioning Tibetan monasteries in the world, the morning begins the same way it has for centuries. Before breakfast and before conversation, the monks rise and move through a practice called Sa Lung. Sa Lung, say it like this, T-S-A, lung. It translates roughly to channels and wind energy. But forget the translation for a second. Here is what it actually is, physically. A sequence of 5 exercises that combine deliberate breath work with specific body movements. You inhale fully, you hold the breath with a gentle contraction in the abdomen, you move, a rotation, an expansion, and then you exhale completely, slowly, and on purpose. That is it. No weights, no equipment, and no gym membership. Now here is why it matters for testosterone, and this is where the science gets interesting. Your body produces cortisol and testosterone from the same hormonal raw material, a precursor called pregnenolone. When your nervous system is in chronic stress mode, your body treats that precursor like a resource under scarcity, and it always chooses cortisol because cortisol is survival. Testosterone is growth, important but not urgent when the system thinks you are under threat. The problem is that modern life keeps most men in low-grade stress mode almost continuously. Work, traffic, news, phone, financial pressure, and bad sleep. The alarm goes off and cortisol spikes before you are even out of bed. By the time you are sitting at your desk at 9:01 a.m., your hormonal system has already chosen cortisol over testosterone a dozen times. A study published in the journal Stress in 2024, a randomized controlled trial, found that after just 7 sessions of 20-minute mindfulness practice, the meditation group showed significantly higher testosterone and lower cortisol compared to a relaxation-only group after acute stress. 7 sessions, 3 weeks of brief daily practice. A separate study from 1997 in psychoneuroendocrinology tracked men practicing transcendental meditation over 4 months. Cortisol dropped significantly in the meditation group. Testosterone moved in the opposite direction from the control group. Same mechanism, different practices, same result. The monks figured this out empirically over centuries. The science caught up. Now pause the video for a moment. I want you to try something right now. Do not change your breathing yet. Just observe it. Is it shallow, fast, and coming from your chest, or slow and full from your belly? Most men are breathing 15 to 18 times per minute right now. Monks in active practice breathe 4 to 6 times per minute. That difference is not spiritual. It is your nervous system telling your hormonal system whether you are safe or under threat. Now take 5 slow breaths. Inhale through your nose. Let your belly expand, not your chest. Hold for just a second. Exhale slowly through your mouth 5 times. Notice what happens to your shoulders, to the tension in your jaw, and to the background noise in your head. That shift you just felt is your nervous system moving from threat mode to rest mode, from cortisol priority to testosterone priority. That is the first mechanism, and that is the foundation of everything else in this protocol. Here is where Tier 1 begins. 2 things, about 20 minutes a day. You can start tonight. The first is sleep architecture, not just sleep duration, architecture. Here is why this matters more than anything else in this video. Testosterone builds through your sleep cycles. The peak happens around 8:01 a.m., and it requires that you have gone through proper deep sleep phases to get there. A study published in JAMA found that 1 week of sleeping 5 hours a night reduced testosterone in young men by 10 to 15%. That is the hormonal equivalent of aging 10 to 15 years in 7 days. Now apply that to a man over 50 who has been sleeping 6 fragmented hours for years. That is not aging, that is sleep deprivation compounding over time. What do monks do? They sleep on a fixed schedule. Same time every night, same time every morning, no variation. The monastery structures this for them. It is built into the rhythm of the day. In the Western context, you have to build it yourself. Tonight, pick a sleep time and protect it, ideally 10:30 p.m. or earlier. Temperature in the room, 65 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Dark, no screens for 30 minutes before. That is Tier 1, Part 1. The second part of Tier 1 is 2 minutes of T Ceylon in the morning. Not the full sequence, just 2 exercises. When you wake up, before coffee, before your phone, sit up, plant your feet on the floor, and do this. Inhale fully through the nose. Hold for 4 counts with a gentle squeeze in the lower abdomen. Rotate your torso slowly to the left. Come back to center. Exhale completely. Repeat to the right. 6 to 8 rounds. You will feel warmth in the abdomen and a slight tingling in the extremities. That is circulation increasing. That is your nervous system waking up without a cortisol spike. In 7 days, most men report waking up with more energy before their first coffee. Some report more consistent morning erections, which is not primarily about libido. It is your body's most reliable indicator that testosterone production happened overnight. That is Tier 1. 2 things, 20 minutes, start tonight. Here's the first mistake most men make at this stage. They try the sleep protocol for 3 nights, sleep badly on the 4th because of a late work call, and conclude it does not work. The monk way is not about perfection. It is about consistency over weeks. Keep the wake time constant even when the sleep time varies. If you always wake at 6 a.m., your hormonal system will anchor to that, even when life gets in the way. Now let us talk about the trap, because this is where most men over 50 are right now. The testosterone replacement industry in the United States tripled its prescriptions between 2001 and 2011. The market is now worth billions annually. And here's the pitch. Your testosterone is low, we can fix it. Here is a gel or an injection. You will feel better in 4 to 6 weeks, and you will feel better. That part is true. The problem is not that TRT does not work short-term. The problem is what it does to your body's own production. When you introduce external testosterone, your hypothalamus detects the elevated levels and tells the pituitary to stop sending the signal to the testes to produce their own. The clinical term is suppression of the hypothalamic pituitary testicular axis. In plain terms, your testicles stop producing testosterone on their own. The Cleveland Clinic states this directly, not as a rare side effect, but as a predictable, consistent outcome. After 6 to 12 months on TRT, if you stop, your body's baseline production is lower than when you started. You need the medication just to get back to where you were before you took it. Most men stay on it for life. That is not a treatment. That is a dependency. And here is the part that matters most. The majority of men prescribed TRT do not have primary hypogonadism, meaning their testes are not actually broken. They have lifestyle-induced testosterone suppression, chronic stress, bad sleep, excess body fat, sedentary days. The exact same things monks have systematically avoided for 1,000 years. For those men, TRT is treating the symptom while every cause keeps running underneath it. Try this, quick and honest. When did you last wake up without an alarm feeling genuinely rested? Not just functional, actually rested. If your answer is, I can't remember, that is your real diagnosis, not low testosterone by nature. Low testosterone by years of compounded sleep debt. Every night you sleep less than 7 hours with poor architecture, your body runs a hormonal deficit. You wake up in mild cortisol elevation, which suppresses testosterone production the following night. The cycle feeds itself. The monks broke this cycle not by adding anything, but by protecting the conditions that let the body do what it already knows how to do. That brings us to Tier 2. This is the 4 to 8 week build once Tier 1 is solid. Add the full Tisei lung sequence, all 5 exercises. You can find the complete breakdown in Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche's book, Awakening the Sacred Body, or Alejandro Chaul's Tibetan Yoga for Health and Well-Being. Both were developed in the Bone tradition and have been studied in clinical settings at MD Anderson Cancer Center. Not mystical, documented. Add a 14-hour overnight fast, nothing extreme. The monks do not eat breakfast until mid-morning after their practice. If you finish eating at 8 p.m., you do not eat again until 10 a.m. Coffee and black tea are fine. This simple adjustment reduces insulin resistance over time, reduces body fat, and directly reduces the aromatase activity in fat tissue that converts your testosterone into estrogen. And eliminate alcohol on weeknights. 1 drink at 9 p.m. measurably reduces deep sleep quality. Not a theory, documented in sleep architecture research. The weeknight drinks are quietly destroying more hormonal production than almost anything else in a man's routine. At 30 days, expect visibly reduced abdominal fat, more consistent energy through the afternoon, and more stable mood. If you had a blood panel before starting, get another one. Most men see a meaningful shift. Before the complete system, I want you to try something right now. Sit up straight, feet flat on the floor. Inhale deeply through your nose, fill completely, let the belly expand. Hold for 4 counts. Gentle contraction at the lower abdomen. Now rotate your torso slowly to the left, just the torso, not the hips. Come back to center, rotate right, come back, exhale fully and slowly. Do that 3 times. What you're feeling in the abdomen, that warmth, that mild energizing sensation, is not placebo. It is increased intra-abdominal pressure activating the vagus nerve, shifting the nervous system toward parasympathetic mode, and increasing pelvic circulation. It is mechanics, the same mechanics monks have been applying every morning for over 1,000 years. Now you understand why it works. If you want the complete 90-day system, the full protocols for sleep, muscle, energy, and pain, I put everything together in the Western Monk Guide. Link is in the description. Everything you need to run this without supplements, without prescriptions, and without a gym if you do not want one. Tier 3 is the complete system. This is what you are building toward over 90 days. Tier 1 every day, fixed sleep schedule, first 2 Tsalung exercises, 10 minutes of silent sitting after. Tier 2 added at week 3, full Tsalung sequence, 14-hour overnight fast, no alcohol on weeknights. Tier 3 added at week 9, resistance training 3 days a week, compound movements, squats, deadlifts, rows, presses. 45 minutes of progressive loading is the single most potent natural testosterone stimulus known to science. The monks have Tsalung. You have access to a gym or a set of dumbbells. Use both. Add sunlight, face and forearms exposed before 10 a.m. This anchors your circadian rhythm, which directly regulates the hormonal cascade that follows. By 90 days, most men running this system report changes other people notice. Not just how they feel, but how they look. More muscle, leaner through the midsection, better posture, more present. These are not subjective impressions. These are measurable shifts in body composition and neurological state. Here is the troubleshooting, because this is where most protocols fall apart. If you fall asleep during the morning meditation, that means you are sleep deprived. Fix the sleep first. Do the T-cell lung first, then sit. The movement will keep you awake. If you do not feel anything different after a week, check the breath hold. If you are doing the exercises without the 4-count retention and the abdominal contraction, you are stretching, not practicing. The hold is the mechanism. It is not optional. If your schedule makes a fixed sleep time impossible, prioritize the wake time. Wake at the same time every day, including weekends. Your hormonal rhythm will anchor to that even when the sleep onset varies. If you have back or knee issues that make floor work difficult, every exercise in this protocol can be done in a chair. The position matters far less than the coordination of breath and movement. Here is what to take from this. Your testosterone is not dropping because of age alone. It is being suppressed by cortisol that stays chronically elevated, by sleep that never reaches deep enough phases, and by body fat that converts what is left into estrogen. The monks do not reverse this. They prevent it every single day. The modern solution replaces the hormone while leaving every cause running. You feel better for 6 months and then you are dependent for life. The monk's solution removes what is doing the suppressing and lets the body do what it already knows how to do. Cortisol is the enemy. Sleep is the factory. Movement is the signal. Here is what to do right now. Tonight, set a sleep time, 10:30 or earlier. Room at 65 to 67 degrees. No screens for the last 30 minutes. Tomorrow morning, 2 minutes of T-cell lung before your coffee. Inhale, hold 4 counts, rotate, exhale. 6 rounds per side. This week, catch yourself breathing shallow 3 times a day. Each time, 5 slow belly breaths. That is the whole entry point. One warning. The single biggest thing that will undermine this entire system is alcohol after 7 p.m. and phone use after 9 p.m. Both destroy the deep sleep phases where testosterone is built. Everything else in this protocol depends on that window. Protect it. The monk at 73 did not maintain his vitality by adding things. He maintained it by refusing to let the things that destroy it into his life. That is available to you starting tonight. If this story changed how you view the hidden potential of your own body and the ancient ways of maintaining vitality, please subscribe and like the channel. We are uncovering the history and the practices that modern systems have tried to bury. Cultivate your future. The next treasury of knowledge will be revealed soon.